win versus a real strong opponent, even though they may not necessarily have the best record.
And I mean, it's clear that all teams in both conferences are doing what they can to improve as quickly as possible, because some of the teams we've seen don't even look the same from when we saw them a couple of weeks ago. And, well, where Florida Poly might find themselves now on this first push could be a continuation of that journey upwards. But Rex gets the challenge in midfield for Bob Stowe, coming back down on the ball. And you did hear Stacks mention about Bob Stowe and Rex being a threat, and that one just wide, which Rex gets behind, but Vitali going to get the clear.
Well defended by Durham to start things off, but looking for them to start pushing their own way, and that missed touch from Bob Stowe might be just what they need. Rex kind of in a weird spot. That's his only play out to the corner. Vitali cannot spike it back down, so everything gets a chance to breathe and reset.
Yeah, not a ton of action here early. Of course, as I say that, Wildfire picks up a demo on the back line to commit from Florida Poly, but Rex will come up with the clear. Wildfire forced up quickly. This has been a good push here from Durham. Wildfire almost finding the shot, but Rex diving to get in the way. And just the kind of next man up rotation. But that's a nice dump off to Desu. It's taken away by Wildfire.
And space for Bob Stowe as well. Vitali kind of trapped here on the backboard as you're joking. Okay. I got real worried for a second there. Huge challenge from Wildfire. And Bob Stowe now having to defend in a real tight spot.
Ooh. It's got a little bit of space here in the corner now after grabbing the boost. It ends up finding its way the entire way towards the box. Desu can't quite find the clear. Volts found Wildfire in traffic, but Bob Stowe picked up that save and avoided Volts on the demo. Now Desu gonna play Enforcer, tried to get through Vitali. He does anyway. Bob Stowe whips back around. Wildfire will get the clear.
Bob Stowe, I think he was thinking Vitali was going to be able to dodge that demo attempt, so I think he was trying to play a challenge, and he ended up just straight missing the ball despite his teammate actually throwing Vitali off the line. And that could have easily been a goal for Florida Poly. Bob Stowe wants a second chance. Desu going to stretch in. Oh my gosh, he's going to come up empty. Not sure if he was playing the block or not, but I feel like that's another opportunity for Florida where they could have continued to build pressure and really try and lock Durham down.
Well, they still might get the goal there. Oh, it's saved off the goal line by Vitali. And Volts comes in to save the day on the follow-up. Florida Poly had a couple of nice pushes. That was the latest one. But the ball was halfway through the net. Vitali stuffs another one on the goal line. Wildfire forces the next challenge. Rex on the turnaround has Bob Stowe, and he'll wait for Volt's touch to get it back down. Next up in the rotation was Desu, but he lost the ball. Vitali beat by Bob Stowe. Desu immediately up, but Wildfire takes away the option.
Love that aggressiveness from Desu trying to keep that pressure on. Bob Stowe just trying to float one towards the net, but no dice. And Florida Poly, you're not wrong. They got some, oh my gosh, what?
Oh no.
About to say they got some great pushes, but they keep messing them up, and in a microcosm, that was it right there.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where like, okay, I'll get the demo, you hit the ball, but then he's like, okay, you hit the ball and I'll wait. But no, wait. Okay, somebody else go first. Total miscommunication. And Rex has to pick up another save. He does so. Vitali, a little bit of space. He wanted to pass over to Volts, but that was never going to happen. It's got the clear. Bob Stowe hard pass to Rex. Never saw it coming.
Tough one to catch for Rex, too, but if you start seeing those and understand what's coming your way, you might be in a good spot. Bob Stowe really cut down there, and this is what happens when you get locked onto the goal line, having to play defense in reverse. Wildfire, big challenge, and Bob Stowe, I think, was hoping Vitali was going to hit that ball a little bit further out into the corner, and that's kind of why he jumped so early to reposition and start heading that way, but that nice hard cut from Vitali brought it right back behind him.
Yeah, 2 saves on defense beforehand, and now a goal to add to his accolades in Game 1. Vitali's having an excellent start to the match, but Florida Poly, they have had some good pressure opportunities, but like you were saying, extended pressure has been a little tougher to come by for them. They've constantly had to run back here, Bob Stowe throwing it back to the corner, and always having to deal with this threat of Durham in the transition. But here, Volts has to handle a transition from Florida Poly, and Desu's not done, rolls it underneath. Wildfire with the save, and another follow-up. The follow-ups on the goal line from Durham have been clutch.
Stealing that boost, though, for Florida Poly, and really trying to blunt that counterattack, but that demo is going to open up a lot of holes, and that support from Durham College on defense may be the difference maker here. If maybe they can get some insurance. Volt's just coming up empty, and Bobstow and Dezu gonna collide right there and make it a little bit harder to break out, but Rex in a battle and 10 seconds left. What do you got, Florida Poly?
Popped up again. Wildfire's got a clean ball to look at. Bobstow and Rex getting tied up together. Or excuse me, Rex behind the ball now. No time left, and Durham will take the first game in the set. Excellent defense and opportunistic offense is the key to victory in game one.
I'm not going to say that Durham played a bad game. Obviously, I think they played a good one, but you have to be kind of concerned going forward. If Florida Poly is really just able to iron out a couple of those miscommunications and poor execution chances that they had on offense, you might see that scoreline look a little different. And you got to be worried if you're Durham, and you know you need to find a way to consistently break Florida Poly's pressure there at the midfield. Even if it didn't turn into extended pressure very often, it very easily could have in a lot of situations. So just be wary if you're on Durham.
I do think, though, there's a catalyst for Florida Poly is to try to find a way to harass Vitali, because he was all over the pitch, and while Durham are split even on the saves, 2 apiece. Like early on, Vitali was keeping that team together on defense. He was the guy on the goal line making really solid saves. So if Florida Poly continue to have those issues in the blue half, maybe taking Vitali out of the game is an option. At least in game one, he felt like the most dangerous presence on the pitch for Florida Poly to deal with.
And the big thing, if you want to be able to find a way to get that bump on Vitali, you're going to have to continue that presence. You can't afford to have those missed challenges or have one get by you. You need to be able to keep the pressure up going at the midfield so you can send somebody out in front of the play, steal corner boost, and get out across that goal line or out into the opposite corner and throw out a demo. Otherwise, you're just going to have to keep falling back and allowing them out of their own half.
Now Vitali will start it off here in game two. Just going to pop it over Rex. Defense challenged by, or Florida Poly's defense rather, being challenged. Volts off the back wall. Will set up another one off the box. Wildfire can't get there in time. And Florida Poly, Dezu slipping underneath one. He's got to get by Vitali now. A battle in the corner. Wildfire had time to rotate back, but Vitali still behind the ball. Will be able to carry it out. Not much pressure for Durham just yet.
Awkward for everybody here. Bobstow, big challenge. Dezu definitely needs to leave that for Rex. Unfortunately, Rex way too far back, but still able to come up with possession there. Volts knew it was dangerous, so he was up early. That results in him just kind of slapping that ball back the other way. And Vitali able to dodge a couple of demos, one-on-one. Bobstow going to get right in his face. Favorable bounce for Wildfire. Look at the pressure from Vitali on the net. And everyone going to back up and take a breath.
Plenty of time for Vitali to snuff this ball out. He's got it, and a nice catch with a full tank of boost. It's a good setup here for Durham off that pass from Volt. And again, the challenges continue to be successful here for Durham, but Bobstow gets behind everybody, and it's a free goal for Florida Poly almost out of nowhere.
I'm trying to figure out, okay, so Volts goes for the challenge. It's, Vitali's the only one back, and I'm kind of confused why he didn't respect Bobstow there. Maybe he was just grabbing that midfield boost, and that transition happened so quick that he didn't have time to reposition. That would be my best guess as to why he wasn't back further or a little more wary. Probably expecting a different outcome in that orange corner.
And caught out just a little too lazy in midfield. Dezu having to hop up for a save. Durham's got a little bit of space. Volt stole that boost in the corner as well. Bobstow was slow to the challenge, but Dezu made up for it with a nice one against Wildfire. Bobstow kicked out of the way by Wildfire. Vitali in a race now for the possession against Dezu. He just deletes Dezu. Almost finds the goal. He deletes 2 players on Florida Poly. Bobstow, though, up to the task, gets the monster clear.
Great read from Dezu as well. Bobstow, this is a float for Rex. Can you beat Wildfire to the punch? And he's going to come up empty. Wildfire, tough save. Couldn't make it and punished.
Yeah, coming back, he was coming really hot here as soon as he grabbed the boost. The read was good, but his execution on his launch wasn't good enough. He had an idea of where exactly to go. He just had a little too much momentum trying to get that read fast as he turned onto the ball. Wildfire, that's a tough spot, like you said, in that last defender. Just as soon as you rotate back into net, you have to be set and ready because you know that rebound shot is coming quickly. Wildfire, though, up to the task to pick up this save.
Those touches above your backboard, and look at Rex. They're getting physical just like you wanted. It's actually going to open the door. Jorby, you've got a great-looking crystal ball.
Vitali was picking up saves on the goal line. Wildfire gets bumped out. He has to avoid a defender. He's already out of position because he's trying to make up for the fact that his teammate just got kicked out of the way, and Wildfire was next up on the play. Vitali was just hoping to play follow-up, but now you're the lead man. Good luck.
Oh, he might get
Vitali's going to get it. Oh.
Great defense from Bobstow. Rex caught out of position. That needs to be a goal. Volt's definitely going to make sure it gets there.
A nice job by Volts and Durham to stop the bleeding, because that was starting to get ugly. Bobstow just missed that read. And that's a couple of plays, not Bobstow, but just in the lobby where we've seen those slight key mistimings on the backboard reads to get the saves.
Those are the hard ones. It's the reason I say it's hard is because those are the ones that really end up messing up your rotation, right? When you make the mistake on, at this point, what's fairly routine, that's when you really get yourself into a jam. It's this and the routine stuff that throws everything out of whack and puts you in bad spots more often than not. So it's that consistency you got to find, and Wildfire just in time to punch one off his own crossbar. Transition now, Volts with a little float to the left side, and ooh, what a transition from Durham.
That was pretty. First, a solid save from Wildfire, then a layup from Vitali, and Volts nails the redirect. I mean, he had low boost, he had the jump up perfect, but the timing, we talk about timing being everything, and that time Volts had it on lock.
73 miles per hour as well. He really had to give that one a pretty solid lead on. As Dezu, little pinch off the ceiling. Rex, this is going nowhere. Vitali actually has a chance to equalize. He might be in a one-on-one with Bobstow. Gets the fake, Volts, and it's going to stick here on the blue, orange side, excuse me.
Wildfire, though, looking for the shot. He almost got it. Rex dove back. Nobody was up to challenge Wildfire for that ball. A lot of hang time in the orange half. Volts gets the next grab, and Bobstow desperately looking for the clear, but he's lost the ball. Wildfire, sneaks it into the top corner. Durham, 3-goal comeback.
Oh, squeezing this one in between Rex and that corner. Oh, wow. Rex, that's a tough one because he's stuck in net with very little boost, so kind of has to let it come to him a little more than he would like just so he can have the chance to even be high enough to make contact.
Wow. I mean, this started out, it started to get ugly for Durham, but now they might take the lead. Volts can't get that touch. Rex got there first. Now to fight with Bobstow for the ball. Wildfire will win to commit. And you start to feel the panic on Florida Poly. How can you blame them after losing a 3-goal lead?
Here's
Rex.
Really...
Oh, he got it! He got it! I stopped because I wasn't sure if he was going to take the challenge here. But Rex puts it in.
He just stayed with that. I mean, he had 100 boost. He was like, yep. he had ball cam on the whole way. He had no idea if anyone was coming. He was just like, I've committed, and he ended up scoring it.
Yeah, that seems to be the majority of the situations that, I get myself into. It's, oh no, I'm here, time to commit, and that's just what happened to Florida Poly and Rex, and it worked out for you this time. Rex sweeps that ball out onto the corner and pinches it off of Wildfire, who has been excellent in the 50 games so far for the most part.
Oh, one-on-one for Rex. No boost. Only play for Dezu.
He's got
Pumped top left corner. Yes, sir. Put it out of reach, or at least a little more difficult.
Yeah, this one was textbook here from Dezu. Wait for that challenge. Put yourself in the perfect spot to cover every option, and all you have to do is nail the shot. I think 115 kilometers per hour will do it.
That'll do it. More often than not.
Good luck saving it. I always think anything over, how many times have we talked about it over the last couple of weeks? Anything over 100 kilometers per hour is a fastball to me in Rocket League.
Yeah, 60 miles per hour, 100 kilometers per hour, same speed, but pretty much anything that's coming right outside the box at or above that speed is going to be a real tough save no matter which way you dice it.
Ooh, Rex almost had some fancy wheel work in front of the box. But Dezu grabs it next. Florida Poly.
Little fake. Ooh, missed it. He had the flip reset. So ooh, he was trying to go all the way to that back post, too. It would have been a juicy one, but game 2, going to go to Florida Poly, and I was actually really worried there in the middle of that game because right when Rex scored that, I'm just going to stick with this one no matter the cost, turned it in and took the lead, I was like, about to say, well, here's where you got to be careful if you're Florida Poly that you don't tilt out, because you were just done making the point of you've conceded a 3-goal lead and you were looking like you were crushing them. Then they're right back in it, and well, they didn't tilt out, that's for sure.
No, they didn't tilt out at all. They just came right back into it. And I mean, for Durham, they just couldn't find any chances after that. Like, Dezu started popping off in that last minute, and you could never get that lead or the deficit back to 0. So Florida Poly even up the series at 1 apiece. And F. His crystal ball is more powerful than all of ours put together. And he had a feeling that this was going to be a close one. It has the makings of it now.
You gotta like how Durham played that game, though. Down 0-3, and the shots that they scored, those are some incredibly well executed and well struck balls that found their way into the net. If you give DC a chance, they're coming at you, and it's going to be a dangerous one. So keep your head on a swivel. Florida Poly, they do just that. Rex dishes one out to Dezu, and it takes him 8 seconds to score first.
And Dezu's fashioning himself into the striker for Florida Poly in this match, and he's nailed that side of the net perfectly the last 3 times he's scored. Dezu, you thought Rex and Bobstow were dangerous. Well,
Add
apparently
one more.
if you just feed Dezu the ball in front of the box, and now Florida Poly are rolling.
Strong start, but after last game, I am not willing to count Durham out just yet. This is good opportunity for a transition, but Volts doesn't have any boost. That's just going to die on the way up there. It started off pretty good. Vitali's just trying to jam it on his own because he knows his teammates are going to be out of position, so it's time waste mode for Durham at the midfield line at the moment. They don't really have a strong supporting cast behind them, so wouldn't be surprised if you just keep seeing pot shots like that one from Volts.
Yeah, Bo Wildfire waiting for this from Bobstow. And Rex on a warpath, trying to delete the entire DC team. And Dezu just lets that one go. Tried to get a little redirect on it, but couldn't get any of the ball. And again, just everyone on Durham College just too far off the ball. Wildfire gets in here for a challenge, but things will be slow coming for Durham. Everyone flat on the ground, just letting Florida Poly come forward towards midfield. As long as they get that touch, though, from their third or in midfield, they've been able to keep them away. You still want to be worried, though, because Vitali is always a threat on the pitch, and he nailed this one.
Rex is going to be kicking himself. He knew this one was coming, and he just missed it. He had plenty of boost. I mean, he knew it was coming. It's every now and again, like, what did we say in the last game? It's the routine ones. That was maybe a 5.5 on the difficulty scale, not a 2 or 3, but still, that's one that they make in their sleep.
Yeah, Rex definitely has to hit that one. Like that's the standard expectation for all these players. As Bobstow launches another one towards the pitch, and Volts can get it out to the corner. But like we said, those backboard reads, or really, that wasn't even a backboard read. Rex was just trying.
Yeah, it's just a floater over the shoulder, and
yeah.
you're just trying to kiss that one out into the corner and get a little too far under it. You misjudge the distance, or your takeoff's not quite right, and all of a sudden, Tali's tying the game up.
Wildfire makes another challenge happen for Durham. And maybe this is a chance for Durham to get some extended pressure set up. But Dezu not willing to give free space to Durham. He'd rather find a solid angle for a clear. Now Bobstow takes this one in front. Volts gets the clear out for now, but as you see, Vitali had to come in quickly on the rotation. Durham on defense, not looking the strongest, though they've had enough time to get back to these touches, take care of midfield, and even push again here with Vitali.
Rex actually not a bad couple of touches, and he's going to make sure Vitali doesn't get back in there either. But here's a good opportunity for Durham. They managed to jam that ball in that corner for so long that they should definitely be in position with boost behind them, but execution right now, their big problem.
Yeah, having to wait for this against Bobstow, and then Vitali couldn't even win against Dezu, who was in the perfect follow-up spot. That continues to plague them, their inability to execute on the orange half.
Ooh, free transition. Great trap from Wildfire. You really got to outplay Rex here, and he's got his teammates there to try and do it.
Nice catch from Vitali, but he gets bumped off the play, and probably too low boost to do anything about it. But we play on. Durham getting demoed every time they get to the orange half. Volts bumping into another player. And Wildfire jumped a little early, but he got back to the touch. And Vitali had to go through a player. Volts has to buy time.
Ooh.
And now here come Florida Poly. No pass, which is I think what Daisy was looking for, but that was just a key up for Bobsto. And he hit the crossbar, and Rex, no chance at the net. Vitali picks up the save.
Bobsto's only shot was tucked safely into that top left corner. He really was trying to dot an eye right there, and he just missed it. That'll keep the game tied, but transition opportunity here for Florida Poly. But look at Wildfire, so patient. He could see that pinch coming. He didn't miss it. Vitali trying to set one down, but Volts, this is kind of a weird spot. He doesn't really know what to expect. And oh my gosh, he's going to get the free one-on-one, and Bobsto going to close the gap, clear it out into the corner.
Volts almost got him with the turbo flick. But now a catch again for Bobsto. Flips it around. Oh, Bobsto! Weave as he will to give Florida Poly the lead.
Bobsto's like, you want to score a dribble out of the corner one-on-one? Watch. Here's how you do it. Hard cut, double jump. Don't flick it. Double jump straight across the net. And he turns it in. Late lead here for Florida Poly.
That was excellent from Bobsto. Splash play late to give Florida Poly the lead and potentially put the game on match point in their favor. But Wildfire will blow through one player to try to give Durham a chance. Vitali, nice catch against one, but Daisy was all over him, and Rex just kicked the ball away. But Durham, I mean, they had nobody on the rotation on defense. That was an interesting touch. Well, Rex probably should have let it go for Daisy.
Well, the thing about it, because Rex had Durham in front of him, so he didn't want to let the ball keep traveling, but he didn't have anybody to really throw the ball to, so he kind of tries to just stall it out in the midfield and let Dezu come get the ball is the idea.
I just don't think the touch worked out for him in that favor.
No, it didn't. Like it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best stall touch. No.
yeah. It was like it didn't look like it at all. It looked like he was trying to throw that opportunity away. Durham are pushing right now at the end of regulation. Vitali scoops it off the back wall. Volts is right there. Oh, and it's blocked at the end by Bobsto, none other. Coming up big in Game 3 for Florida Poly.
Big opportunity for Durham. You gotta love the composure on the goal line there from Florida Poly. I would not want to have a guy trying to spike that ball down in front of the box at 0 seconds. The way that Durham had that position, that is so easy to just get absolutely destroyed on. So to not lose your mark on where that shooter is coming from and be able to get out there and meet him at the point of contact, well played to close that one out and hold on to your 1-goal lead.
I mean, especially because Durham nailed that whole opportunity. Like, Vitali got the best scoop that you could ask for at 0 seconds on the back wall.
Yeah.
And then he put that pass right on Volt's nose. And, you know, Volt's, I think if you want to nitpick, he could have had a better shot. Maybe he could have timed it a bit earlier. But, like, still, it was on target. It was going to go in, and Bobsto not dove in for the stop. So I just thought the execution where Durham was struggling, they were finally putting it together before time ran out.
Yeah, it was a good look. But like you said, maybe the only thing that could have been the difference maker was the shot placement, and unfortunately we'll never know if it would have made a difference or not if he had shot it further left, because Florida Poly spiked it. They find themselves in the lead in the series, only needing another 5 minutes out in front. They will take the series.
But Durham have been lurking. They could certainly stretch this one to 5 if they so will it. But Dezu, it's a battle of wills on the pitch, not just theirs that they have on here. And Volts can't get back to the ball. Bobsto found Dezu, and it's just off the post. Vitali scoops it up. Rex end up hitting that one out. Rex will actually come back around, try to challenge Volts for the ball. Can't get the ground hop air dribble out. Dezu back to Rex, but Florida Poly feeling the stretch. Not the rotation you want if you're Durham, but they are the benefactor of some favorable bounces.
Dangerous touch there from Rex. He almost got crushed, and really allowed Durham to get a good push going forward, but Florida Poly hanging on just enough right now. That's actually a bad touch from Volts. Chance to break out for Florida Poly now.
Oh, Taser just gets the ball, and it goes into the net, and he takes advantage of some whiffs on Durham. Wildfire nowhere to be found. Vitali, oopsies.
He's playing the challenge. Vitali's thinking Dezu's going to keep throwing himself at the ball there and drive it further into the corner, and he just let the ball come back to him, and Vitali went right by.
You can understand Vitali's a little jealous that Dezu only has eyes for the net.
Yeah.
And understandable. Dezu's nailing it on Florida Poly, though. I think he's owned the last... Well, no, Bobsto got the last goal, but I think he's gotten, like,
A lot.
I want to say 4 of the last 6 goals for Florida Poly. Like, he's been a
his fair
scoring
share.
machine.
And Rex with a chance to score another pop down in front for Bobstow, and yep, chip it over Wildfire, forces Vitali up, gets the bump. Dezu, how do you beat the man and can't get the wheel touch to just float it down into the net there? Close call for Durham, but they'll keep the deficit to 1.
Volts, he wanted to dump it back down to Wildfire. He at least kept control. Quick flip in front, and the shot is good from Vitali. Tie game, Durham.
Love the speed from Vitali. He recognizes the opportunity so quick. He sees Volts going for it. He's like, all right, if you even get anywhere near that, I am going to be ready. And all of Florida Poly kind of just waiting to see if contact happened, when that's the advantage of position. Vitali has it all in front of him and knows the situation. Florida Poly get blindsided.
Makes up for the earlier play. And Durham can wipe the board and move on. Wildfire, a touch out where maybe he was expecting a teammate. Vitali forced to do a tough spot, but he made the save off the backboard. Bobstow taken away by Vitali again. Dezu has to pull off on the play as Vitali gets the clear downfield for Durham. Oh, Wildfire's going to get that.
Whoa.
And Dezu picked up the save off the post. Now back to Volts to try to get the ball away from Florida Poly. Rex no boost, but he's still able to push towards the box, and Dezu will be next up. But, I mean, it should be 2-1 Durham right now.
It probably should. Huge save from Florida Poly, to be sure. A lot of space for Dezu, and ripped off the backboard. Second chance for, oh my gosh, even higher up the wall. It sets up Rex, and that gets saved. Are you kidding? Oh my gosh.
Oh, and Dezu just cut so wide behind the ball. Then Bobstow has to come in off the ceiling so fast, but just not the kind of contact you want.
You're trying to go to Mars with those touches off the wall, man.
I know. It's like we could go even higher. Bobstow could go a bit lower, but Rex goes the lowest. And finally, the lowest rung on the bar is the one that goes through. 2-1.
From space to the center of the earth. It takes them a couple tries to get around.
You gotta wear a helmet both ways, though.
They get the job done. 2-1 Florida Poly.
Oh, man. That was nothing short of comical and amazing. I love Rocket League, man. Volts picks up the save.
I'm trying to think of how many times you see the backboard pass and the follow-up touch just goes even higher.
I mean, not too often. Typically, you do see it around. It's either the same spot on the crossbar over and over again,
right?
Yeah,
it's never just he was.
You never try to break the ceiling.
Yeah.
This is just in. We're going to have to do some field repairs after a hole was blown through the backboard. We'll get back to this series after a short intermission, but for now, Florida Poly are leading 2-1. And it might be 3 here. He nailed it off the crossbar. It's no good. Ademo to open it up. Dezu comes around and just can't find his way to the box.
And that physicality that you wanted to see after game 1 continuing to pay dividends for Florida Poly here late in this series, giving them a lot of opportunities. Even if they're not able to capitalize it, it's building a lot of great pressure here.
Wildfire keeps that touch close for Vitali. Florida Poly are not privy to giving up a lot of space right now. The longer they can hold on to midfield, the better for them. And Bobstow on the catch.
Bad
just
trap.
Got picked off. And Dezu got to be careful, like you were saying.
Bad trap from Bobstow, and he tried to buy that extra time instead of just forcing that ball into a corner. And thankfully, he had teammates behind him to block the shot. But and he still plays a dangerous game. He beats 2 people, and he's flirting with disaster, Florida Poly. Big double demo, though. Rex just hit it with pace, and that'll do it.
Easy come, easy does it for Florida Poly, picking up their 3rd goal. A demo, or a couple of demos, to really turn this, just to pound it in. The Durham College, they ain't taking this one.
Physical game definitely in favor of Florida Poly as that series went on. I don't think there's any question about that. Huge pressure from Florida Poly out of that midfield with some key blocks. And Durham, honestly, you played an awesome series. It was just the inability to dive out of the way, keep the head on the swivel, get out of some of those attacks on the physicality side of things, and loss of that support system that they had early on in the series, and meant their downfall here. They just got outshot, out-dominated, and crushed.
Yeah. Big agree. I mean, I can see the love for Florida Poly on the desk now. I get it. Especially Dezu, man.
He's
Dezu
good.
was very good. Now, granted, teammates definitely set up some opportunities for him, but as we were stating earlier, hitting the ball is very hard. That's Rocket League for you. And for Durham College, they got more work cut out for them, but Florida Poly, I mean, this was a big win for them. The Eastern Conference continues to just be a rack shamble. Is rack shamble a word?
It is now.
Romble shamble. It's a romble shamble of teams that have just got all mixed and matched. And there's 4-4, there's 5-4, there's 4-5.
It's the real mosh pit right there in the middle.
Yeah, it's messy. But Florida Poly are trying to clean things up. We'll see if that continues for them for the rest of the season. Durham College got some work to do to stay alive in the running for the Eastern Conference. We're going to have more College Rocket League coming up for you after the break. We'll have FDOT for you in a bit.